critical controls and associated competency and training requirements. Something I wanted to unpack because I see this is overlooked a lot of times, and there's a real opportunity, I think, to do better in this space. So what I mean by this is, if we think about any critical control, it has a life cycle, and that life cycle can be from the concept, design, manufacture, procurement, installation, commissioning, maintenance, operation. Let's say there's a full life cycle there. And the classic example I use in the training is, if we think about fire sprinkler systems that are installed in most of our buildings, they have a life cycle. And if we think about that life cycle journey, there potentially are a number of people involved in that journey, that life cycle journey of that critical control. And therefore, those people may require specific training or competence to do what they need to do, be it at the design stage, the manufacture stage, the procurement stage, the installation, the commissioning stage. Oftentimes, certainly if we're thinking about more engineering type controls, there's a level of competence that's required. And the opportunity for us then, when we're doing the design of our critical controls or our critical control performance standards, is to understand, well, what's the life cycle? What's the competence required? Who does those things? And how do we validate and verify they have the required competence? Sometimes when we go down that path, what we also find is, well, we haven't actually defined competence required at a certain stage. Or is there any competence required? Or if there isn't anything, what do we do in that phase? So that's the opportunity that I see. And in my world, what I believe good looks like is in our performance standard time, we understand the life cycle, we map out, well, what are the competence requirements? We then define that, and then we bake into our management systems assurance that we are delivering on that. So hopefully that makes sense. Always interested in what other people have to say in this space, and chat to you later. Bye-bye.